Hello there, Joe DiSanto here. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to connect an account in Quicken so that you can automatically download your transactions and categorize them. Ultimately, if you're going to use Quicken, you really should have your accounts connected. I know some people are concerned about it from security point of view and all that, but it's really required to use Quicken well and to build that kind of financial dashboard that I'm always talking about in all my content. So let's get into how we're going to do that. By the way, I'm Joe DiSanto. I'm a fractional CFO to businesses and a business manager to high-income individuals. So I do all this kind of stuff for a living. Most of my individual clients, I'm using Quicken for them. And I even use it for myself. So if you want to learn how to use Quicken and also become the CFO of your personal life, your personal financial life, you're in the right place. All right, let's jump into it. So I have up here just a fresh Quicken database file, as I call it, or file. If you just bought Quicken, installed it, opened it up, you're going to have something that looks like this with no accounts in here. To add an account, we're going to hit this button here. Now, there are other ways you could do this. You could actually add an offline account, meaning an unconnected account first, and then later connect it if you wanted to. But the easiest thing to do is just to start out by connecting it. And that's why we have here this option for connected accounts or offline accounts, which aka non-connected accounts. And then there's some other account options, but those are in other videos. Okay, I'm going to connect a Chase credit card today. So I'm going to, what you'll see, by the way, is that some of the biggest banks here are right up front, and Chase is right there. I could have clicked that, and it would take me through the process. If your bank is not there, you can do a search in the bar, and then it'll show you various things. This can get a little confusing depending on your bank because sometimes there's multiple touch points, but I'm just going to go with the basic Chase one here, and I'm going to hit next. Okay, so for newer accounts, by the way, Quicken is utilizing sort of a back-end, like I guess API-esque connection where it's going to pop us out to a browser, let you log in, and then you're going to give Quicken access, grant Quicken permission for it in kind of the background to go in and get your stuff, going forward. So I'll show you what that looks like, but we'll start here. It says Chase needs to authorize your accounts. That's what I was talking about with the browser. So we're going to sign in. It's going to pop up my web browser here and give me the login screen. So what'll happen here is very much like when you log in, just to check your Chase stuff anyway, or bank stuff anyway. You put your username and password in. If you have two-factor authentication, you'll put in your code. Then you're going to get a screen that says, which accounts do you want me to share information on? And actually, I'm going to log in. I'm going to cut this out, go log in with my credentials, and then I'll show you that screen. So stand by. Okay, so I'm at the first step of the process here. I've technically logged into my Chase account. I'm getting this, link your account information. Usually, no drop downs there. So here's the data we'll share. Cool. I only have one card in here to share, so I'm going to check that. But if this is your bank or if you have multiple cards, you'll see multiple cards to share. You hit next. And we authorize. And so what's going to happen next is you're going to get popped back now to Quicken because Quicken has the approval to go in and download the data. And it is going to pop up here in this window. So usually what happens is the bank gives whatever account name and info, by default here, like this is just credit card XX, 9361. But you can edit that name now or later. I suggest you do it later. I'll show you to do that. And we are going to add it to Quicken. Now, there are sometimes multiple options in this dropdown depending on if you already have accounts in Quicken or not. If this is a brand new account to Quicken, you're going to have the add to Quicken option be what you want. Sometimes though, depending, you might have a business credit card linked to this. Maybe you don't want to add that, but it'll show up in this list, in which case you would say don't add to Quicken if you don't want to add an account from your group of accounts on this one login. But we're going to add this one, and it's going to populate the account over here on the left, and then also it is going to download transactions, do an initial download. While this is going, I'm going to keep talking here. The amount of transactions that get downloaded on the initial download is kind of bank dependent. Some banks go back 2 years, some banks go back a year, some do 6 months, some do 2 months. The bigger banks like Chase and Bank of America usually do between a year or 2. So I will show you in a minute here what that looks like. Okay, so it's done its thing, took a little while, and now we get this kind of summary thing. We hit finish, and then as I mentioned over here, we now see that credit card. Now if I click on this, I'm going to now start to look into the account register, we call it. And the register is akin to a checkbook register, you know, from yesteryear. Actually, you can choose to put on a 2-line display and have it look a lot more like a checkbook register, which I prefer to do. You can also go in and add columns up here to your registers. I don't want to get too deep into the register today. But down here, we have the transactions that have downloaded. Now, just another aside, I have Quicken right now set up so that it doesn't drop all the transactions in the register automatically. I call this the holding tank, and it gives you an opportunity to look at stuff before it enters. So little sidebar, if you go to preferences over here, go to preferences, go to downloaded transactions, and if this box is unchecked, automatically add to banking registers, that's what it looks like. If this box is checked, all these transactions just go into the register, which I don't prefer, but some people do. Now, okay, looking at the dates, we got 7/7 all the way back to 7/7/2024 to 7/6/2025. 2026. So that's 2 years Chase gave us. That's a lot. I have other videos on how to kind of wrangle the initial transactions that we download, so I'm not going to get too deep into that. What I'm going to do, though, is for the sake of ease, I'm just going to accept all of these transactions into the register as a step. You can do this, or you could kind of like look at them and maybe do one by one, but just for the sake of keeping this video somewhat reasonably length, we're going to accept them all in. And then once they're in, this holding tank will disappear on you. And now we have all these transactions in the register. If your Quicken happen to have been set up where it automatically put them in, it would actually look more like this. Though you would have a blue dot here to indicate that it was a new transaction, just FYI. And now the thing we want to do here is categorize things, because ultimately we need to download the transactions so that we have all of our transaction history, all of our expenditures and so on, and then we categorize them so that we can produce a report that aggregates all this kind of raw transactional data and turns it into a report you can read. So this is really key. Now, I have lots of videos in categorization and how to set up categories. I'll say right now, some people like when they see my categories, they really like them. And they're like, how can I get that? You can get that by purchasing my course, Personal Finance Mastery. It comes with a template, so FYI on that. But I'm just going to pick one here, Creative Keys Music Studio. This is like a kid's activity, and I'm going to enter that. I'm going to hit enter, and now that it's categorized. Now, just so you know what that translates into in terms of like our kind of end goal here of Quicken, which is to understand our spending, now that I have this categorized, If I go pull a report here, the main report, I'm going to have it as kids' activities here. Now, all the other transactions in here are uncategorized, so when that happens, Quicken will give you these uncategorized inflows and outflows, just so you're aware that you've uncategorized. Of course, you could turn those off if you wanted. But the one thing we did categorize is now under kids and kids' activities. So you can imagine now if you go in and you categorize everything in here into the right category, your report is going to be populated with all of your spending activity, at least, in this case, it's only from this one credit card. And it's going to show you where all your money went in terms of, did it go to gas? Did it go to travel? Did it go to my kids? As we add more accounts, this report pulls data from every account in Quicken, and then it aggregates together that income and expense information into the report. The report ultimately is the primary thing we want to look at. And just to give you an idea of what like a fully populated report will be like after you're really into Quicken is, you're going to see something like this, where it's like, you got all your expenditures, you got kids' expenses, discretionary, general living, rent, utilities, you name it. And if you watch any of my other videos, you'll see that you can get your whole life in here, you can get your business in here, you can get your real estate in here, and you can understand what's going on in your personal financial life. And that is ultimately mission critical to you managing your personal financial life well and becoming the CFO of your personal financial life. That's ultimately what my channel is about, is you acting like a CFO for your own personal finances over the course of your life, and having that make your long-term planning, your savings, your life eventually so much better over time because you have a handle on your money. All right, so that's connecting an account. I will see you in the next video. Thanks.